Welcome into the live stream. It is your favorite 71% successful grant writer, Superior Shelby, and I'm so blessed to have you here per usual. Welcome into the live stream. If this is your first time ever seeing me, hi, welcome in, friend. I am a 71% successful grant writer. I teach you all about how to find startup and small business grants. Yes, there is free money out here that you can get to start and scale a business. I have won millions of dollars in grants. And now I travel the world, all across the world. Right now, I'm currently in Africa, and I talk about grants, how important they are, and how you can actually win. So many entrepreneurs and startups actually leave millions of dollars on the table when they start their business, and they don't go for grant funding because they don't know about grants, or they simply don't have the time and the efforts to put into search and apply to grants. That's where I come in, and that is where my business comes in, okay? I have been running a 10-year-old company called Superior Solutions, where I go over small business development strategies, and I also write grants and business plans for you. So if you are a person who you have actually heard of grants before, but you just know that you don't have the time because you're so focused on operations, well, that is where I come from. You can always visit my website, superchargemybusiness.com. You can click my link in the description of this live stream. You can also Google me, Superior Shelby, and you can learn more about what I do, okay? All of the credentials are there. I have over 200 testimonials of people who are actually winning grants. I actually just post one of our subscribers. She actually just recently won a grant that I talked about on YouTube. So even if you do not want to trust me to write grants for you, you can always trust the information that I'm giving you for free here on YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel and make sure you like the live stream as you are coming in, so that way the YouTube algorithm can push out this information to other entrepreneurs and startups who need to know about free money that you can get, okay? So I love talking about grants. Just to give you a little story, during COVID, all right, and actually before COVID, but right before COVID happened, I owned a company and my company actually failed, right? The worst case scenario and risk happened in my company, and I had to apply for funding. Well, I wasn't a person that had good personal credit at the time. Well, it was decent, but I simply didn't want to go for more loans because I already had student loans I was paying back from college. So I decided to actually apply to a few grants. Now, I'm from Miami County, Miami-Dade County. So in Miami, we actually have different foundations that support startups and small business owners, especially if you are a Black woman. So I went for one of those opportunities, and I also went for an SBA grant. Now, this is before COVID. All right, before COVID, when SBA was giving out grants. SBA ain't giving out no grants no more. But I applied for a $10,000 grant opportunity, and I was able to pay back those debts from the business that failed, essentially. So once I learned about grants and I learned about free money, then the clients that I actually had, because I was also running a credit repair company at the time, I decided to switch them over and teach them more about grants. And before you know it, thousands of people that I've helped have actually won this free money. They've been able to start their companies, pay back debts from their companies, hire new people, and do so many great innovative things with their new businesses. So I'm here to tell you that yes, you can get free money, but it will take a little bit of work, a little bit of strategic mental work. And I don't want you to be afraid of that, okay, friend? All you have to do is answer some simple questions on these grant applications. What is the service or product that you're offering? Who's your clientele? Who's your competitors? And what makes you different from them? And what would you do with the money? Now, yes, so many startups and you guys are thinking that there is a strategic way that you must answer these questions. Friend, the only strategic way about answering these questions is to be as professional as possible. Use your vocabulary words. And it's not hard with the likes of ChatGPT, and we have Google, we have so much internet. You can find synonyms, right, and other high key vocabulary words to truly express exactly what you would do with this grant money. So there's no excuse, friend. I don't know why you're missing out on millions of dollars on the table, but hey, it's all up to you. The more, the merrier for me and the people who are actually going to put in the work for it. So on this YouTube channel, I teach you guys how to search and apply to grants. I've been doing this for 6 years. This is all free game and free information. And I do these live streams because I want you guys to have the opportunity to ask a 71% successful grant writer, a person who is seasoned in this particular market, who has won millions of dollars for big companies, startups, small nonprofits, churches, organizations, and so much more. I'm giving you guys the opportunity to ask me all the questions about how to win a grant. And the reason why I do this for free is because my ultimate mission is to make sure that you guys have the education necessary about different funding opportunities instead of consistently putting yourself in debt. Now, with so much social media out there and so many people are putting money behind like Instagram boost ads and things like that, you guys are actually seeing a lot more people talk about how you can be a startup and you can get $100,000 loan. But I'm not that girl, right? I'm not going to push that information. I'm going to tell you about the free money that you can get and the perks and deals that come with going for grants, accelerator programs, and incubators, and also how these opportunities are actually much better than going for loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. Okay. So excuse me. Welcome in, everybody. First off, I want to say hey to everybody in the chat. As you're coming in, please like the live stream so that way the YouTube algorithm can push out this good information to so many other entrepreneurs who needs this good information. So hey, everybody. Hey, Dennis. Thank you so much for being here. Valence, thank you so much. Loretta, thank you for being here. Hello. And Bless for live. Thank you so much. We Molans and more. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Okay. I thank you guys so much for being here with me. All right. So today we are actually going to go over two really good grants that total out more than $100,000. Yesterday, I did a live stream around the same time. I do these daily live streams, friends. So make sure you subscribe and turn on push notifications so that way you won't miss out on when I'm actually going live every day. So yesterday, we went over a $75,000 grant that is sponsored by NASDAQ. If you guys know about NASDAQ, which is the the stock market people, right, where you can invest in. All right, so they give out a $75,000 grant every quarter. And then also we went over a $30,000 grant. All right, so it was more like a raffle through credibly.com. I definitely recommend that you go watch that 35-minute live stream from yesterday. I walked you through the entire both of those grants. Really cool. Today we are actually going to go over a $100,000 grant that is provided by Sephora. If you guys know about Sephora, my girls, most likely my girls know about Sephora. Sephora is the beauty supply place, right? They offer like makeup and makeup brushes and all kinds of stuff. So they're giving out a $100,000 beauty grant. And then we're also going to go over a $10,000 grant that's for all entrepreneurs. And that's presented by Hello Alice. So I put the links and all the information you need in the description of the live stream. Of course, I'm not going to let you miss out on this information, friends. So it's in the description. That way you can have it for your convenience and go apply yourself. Now, before I go over these grants, okay, I want you to ask all the questions necessary. That is, whatever fears or whatever challenges that you are having to help you win these grants, I want you to drop your questions in the chat. I love an interactive chat, and I love to know that I'm actually helping someone out there learn more about grants, and I'm actually motivating you to actually apply to these opportunities. So while you're putting your questions in the chat and your concerns, I'm going to reassure you about what a grant is, how you can win a grant, and also what are the websites that I use and how you can be prepared for grants, okay? So grants is free money. Thank you so much for being here, Jasmine. Grants is free money that you can actually get to start and scale your business. Believe it or not, there's millions of dollars that 80% of startups are actually leaving on the table simply because they are not educated and don't know about grants, or they don't know how to search and apply to them. And you might not have the time or the expertise to actually submit the grant applications. So many people give me this frequently asked question: what do you need before you actually go for a grant opportunity? I mean, as an entrepreneur, as a startup, I've always thought about grants and I've always thought about going for the free money. However, I just never submit the grant application because I just feel like I don't know what I need to put on the application. It's okay, Fred. I'm going to reassure you, okay? From a person who has won millions of dollars, and I travel the world talking about this information in person and, of course, here live on YouTube for free. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. So if you Google what a grant is a free reward in the form of a money that you can get from a business entity like Macy's, Nike, Google, Gucci, Sephora, Ulta Beauty. Okay, so many big companies that give out grants. And then you can also get this grant money from a state and local government. So, for example, let's say you live in Fulton County, Georgia, which is Atlanta, Georgia, and they might be giving out multiple $10,000 grants for all women entrepreneurs who are starting a business that reside and live in Fulton County or DeKalb County or Cobb County or all the surrounding counties of Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, so that is from your state and local government, that is funded through the taxes that you guys pay. And also that is taken from donations, right? From donations of other entrepreneurs who want to donate to these particular companies. And then you have private investors and private sectors that actually give out grants too. So people like Hello Alice, Hello Skip, the Fearless Fund, even Tabitha Brown gives out grants, okay? And she has her own separate nonprofit for Black entrepreneurs. These are nonprofit organizations and they're private investors or private entities that actually give out grants. And what happens is it helps them out on the back end with taxes. I mean, be real, okay? Imagine being Nike, a multi-million dollar, billion-dollar company, right? And when you file your US taxes, you have so much millions of dollars you have to pay back. Well, you can actually cut back on those taxes by showing how much you've given out in charitable gifts and rewards. This is why it's important for us as startups and entrepreneurs to go for this free money, because not only are we helping ourselves have the necessary capital to actually start, but we're also helping these big companies with their taxes on the back end. So we helping them, they helping us. Okay. So that's how it works. Now, most entrepreneurs and startups, they leave this money on the table simply because you might know about grants, but you just simply don't know how to submit the grant application. And I really do get that frequently asked question a lot. How do I submit or how do I apply to grants? I'm going to tell you, okay? So first off, what you need to do is be properly and professionally prepared. Most of you guys are so afraid of submitting grant applications because you feel like you are not answering these questions correctly. Well, that's okay. Being prepared is the best way that you can actually answer these questions. Having a business plan, a pitch deck, and a 3-minute pitch video are 3 key documents that you can have to best prepare you for these grants. Let me walk you through it. Don't worry about it. I got you. A business plan. The reason why it's very important for startups to have a business plan is because this is a plan that reassures you on the goals and the mission of your entire company. Why would you start a business without having a thorough professional business plan? Why would you start a business without having an actual strategy on how you are going to reach your income goals? A lot of people think of, oh, I want to start a business, and then like the idea behind it is, oh, I just simply want to start a business because I want to create generational wealth. Well, that's cool. But do you understand that when you say the words out of your mouth that I'm going to, bring generational wealth to my generation and to my family, that you're actually talking about breaking generational curses? Friend, it's more prayer than profits. Stay with me, okay? So think about it deeply. It's very important that when you start a business, that you actually think about the strategic steps that you are going to take to actually start the business and to start generating revenue for it. A business only fails if you fail it and if you don't execute on the plan. And having a business plan is going to reassure you and your team and everybody else that you're asking money from that you have an actual idea of exactly how you're going to make money and how you're going to create awareness about your service and product and how you're actually going to solve people's problems. See, I have this saying, and a lot of multimillionaires say this. You are actually not selling a physical product. What you're selling is results. Yes, you're actually selling results. See, I'm a grant writer. I have a team that writes grants for you that I train personally myself. We win millions of dollars of grants, and I've been running this company successfully for 10 years. No debts, no credit card debts, no loan debt, no none of that stuff, okay? Everything that we bring in is profits, and we just stacking bread, okay? I'm here to reassure you, all right, that I even have to consistently do a plan for my own business every 5 years. And I have to reassure my team about what the goals and what we're doing when we are actually, operating. Also, I don't just sell the idea that I write business plans and I write grants for you. I actually sell results. Okay? You guys are hiring me because you want to see results. You want to see if you can actually win a grant. You see what I did there? So, you need to have a business plan. Very important for when you want to go for these opportunities. Also, think about it. All right. Have you guys ever seen Shark Tank before? Okay. So Shark Tank with Damon John and Mark Cuban. I give this example a lot. All right. So the Shark Tank show is when you actually go in front of a panel of judges and you talk about your product and service and the traction that it has. I talked about what traction is yesterday, so I'll give you a reassurance on what that is. Traction is more than just generating revenue. Traction is also what are the efforts that you actually put into you and your business, right? What are the efforts that you actually put into your business to create awareness? So, to let everybody know about your product and service, and also what it does. So, traction is not just generating revenue. Sometimes it can be you created a LinkedIn page and now you started at like 0 followers. Now you got 1,000 followers in 30 days because you're putting out content. It can be that you did surveys about this particular product or service in your local area to reassure yourself that it's actually needed in the market. Or it can be that you got some email signups or you got some pre-orders and pre-sales. What efforts did you put in to create awareness about your product and service and to let us know about what it does so we can shop with you? Are you serious about starting this business? And that is what the grantors are looking for. They want to see seriousness. Now, back to the Shark Tank thing. Shark Tank, when people go in front of Damon John and Mark Cuban and all of these cool people, right? When they go in front of these people, essentially what they're doing is that they're actually pitching for their business. This is why it's important for you to have what's called a pitch deck. So you might see them, like they'll bring out a small little TV or something like that. And then they would actually like have their products and stuff. And then it goes through like this slideshow. Well, the PowerPoint presentation is what's called a pitch deck. P as in Paul, ITCH deck. Okay. Every business needs to have one. Every business needs to have one. Every business needs to have one. You got to be serious about this stuff. Okay. You got to be serious. You got to get serious. 2025, we're in the last fourth quarter. If you ain't been serious this time and it's taking you all, I'm not even going to get there. Okay. Because y'all know I'll start preaching. So let's just not go that far. Okay. But we're in the fourth quarter. Okay. So you got to get serious one day in your life with this business thing. All right. So pitch deck is the PowerPoint presentation of your business plan. All of the key factors that you have in your business plan should actually be in the pitch deck. Okay. All right. So in a 3-minute pitch video, is like a video of you talking about your product and service. So it's like, we actually get to see that you sell like these fans and stuff. And what does it do? It cools you off. And like when it's hot and you press this little button and it lights up. And, what is it supposed to do? What problem does it solve? It's portable. It charges quickly. Like you got to tell us about your product or service. You know what I mean? And so that's what the pitch video is. 3-minute pitch video tells us about your product and your service. And it also tells us like, the features of it and also what you would do if you were to reach your goals or if you were to, receive money, right? So that is what that is about. Okay. A 3-minute pitch video. Now I'll go into more deeper details. I dive deeper into what your business plan should look like, your pitch deck and a 3-minute pitch video. All of my grant writing series, I have an entire playlist. It's about 5 videos. They're 10 minutes each. And it's all on my channel. You can subscribe to my channel, click on playlist, and you will see Grant Masterclass. That's a whole playlist for you. Direct information, up to date. It's fresh information, very direct. Okay, so if you don't want to sit through the entire live stream or anything like that, and you want some direct, quick videos, it's all there for you. Okay. All right. So that's that. So a grant, well, let me reassure you guys, a grant is free money that you can get from a business entity, a state and local government, and a private sector. All right. And also you need to have a business plan, a pitch deck, and a 3-minute pitch video before you go for these grants. If you have these 3 key components, which is a business plan, a pitch deck, and a 3-minute pitch video, then you are properly prepared for grants. I'm telling you, it should not be hard for you to actually answer these grant questions because the grant questions on the application is essentially going to ask you, what are you going to do with this money? You mean to tell me, friend, you are afraid of somebody asking you what you're going to do with the money that you asking for? Can't be you, the big boss, the entrepreneur, the one that's like doing these things. You know what I mean? So don't allow these questions to actually scare you away from millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars that you could potentially win. And in the grant world, I want to reassure you that grants work like they're not 100% guaranteed opportunities. Let me explain to you how that works. You can be eligible for the grant. So let's say the eligibility requirements are that you are a US based entrepreneur, you have to be in a specific industry, and you have to be a woman, or you have to be black, or whatever the case may be. Let's say you are 100% eligible for the grant. Just because you're eligible and you submit the grant application does not mean that you would actually win. You are in competition with all of these other entrepreneurs who aggressively need this free money as well. But that is not to discourage you. This grant thing is like the more you apply, the merrier. Because you never know when you get a chance to win one of these grants opportunities that you submitted, okay? So imagine you submit 50 grants in like a month, okay? And out of the 50 grants, let's say you have won 10 of these 50 grants. And each of the 10 that you have won, let's say each of them is $100,000 each. Yes, that's a lot of money that you won. Well, you can actually get approved to multiple grant opportunities. And then you can also, you can also win multiple grant opportunities too. It's not like a thing like loans, lines of credit, and credit cards where you're limited. It's not a thing. It's unlimited amounts of funding that you can actually win and that you can submit applications for. Okay. So in this grant world, it's the more the merrier. Now, the mindset behind it, and this is like the dark side of entrepreneurs or startups with grants. There are some startups, there are some entrepreneurs that feel like, well, I'm not going to sit down, take my time out to submit grant applications because it is not 100% guaranteed that I will win. Let me tell you something, friend. It's not 100% guaranteed that you would actually get the loan either. Yes, this is true. This is true fact. You will be so surprised at how many of my actual clients have went for grant opportunities. I mean, not grant opportunities, but like debt opportunities, so like loans and credit cards, and they actually qualify, so they're eligible for it, but they got denied. Right? They got denied, and then the banks don't have to tell you why they are denying you. So it could be because of a racial issue. It can be because of a whatever. Like there's no DEI, so they don't have to tell you why they are not approving you for the loan. And then what you just did was you just gave this company all of your data so they can sell your data to all of these other companies that are looking for you, who is the person who's looking for funding. And see, then you wonder why you get so many of these companies on your social media account that's saying like, hey, are you looking for funding? Are you looking for funding? Are you looking for funding? And before you know it, you have ran your social security number through 50 different companies. This is facts. So there's no 100% guarantee that you would actually get a loan, a credit card, line of credit either, especially if your business is not generating revenue, okay, as a startup. Now, the best funding opportunities to go for that you don't have to pay back and there's no debts is grants. Okay. So that's why I love talking about them. All right. So I feel like I've talked a lot about like grants and what grants are, all that good stuff. If you guys want to have a deeper conversation, you can always text hashtag grants to my phone number. I pinned it at the top. It's 855-731-1487. And you can pay $50 to have a grant consultation with me. I will walk you through it, tell you if your business is perfect for grants and how I can help. So you can always book a $50 consultation. Trust me, it's so worth it. 45 minutes on a Zoom call. We talk so much. And you just like tell me what your challenges are, and I'll help you walk through it. And I'll also help you create a actual execution strategy that will help you with generating some revenue. All right. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can simply text hashtag grants to my number, and then you can also book a grant call. All right. So that's all there for you. All right. So I'm going to bring up the actual grant. So the first grant we're going to go over is the Toast Changemakers program. The link and everything is in the description, so you can definitely follow along. I'm going to show you these two grants. We're going to go over it. If you have any questions, please put your questions in the chat. All right, I'm texting some of y'all back. All right, so here we go. If you guys have a Hello Alice account, you have seen this one. It's the Toast Changemakers. So yes. Good morning. What was the one that I had made prior, but I will create another one. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and go over this grant. I'm really excited to bring it to you guys. If you guys have a Hello Alice account, you have seen this particular grant before. So let's just go over it really quick. All right, so this is called the Hello Alice Toast Changemakers program. It's a $10,000 grant opportunity, really cool. So the application started just 3 days ago, so September 22nd, and the deadline date is October 17th. So you have by October 17th. Of course, they have the terms and conditions, so you can always click on the hyperlink and learn more about it. But we are going to read through this here and learn more about it here, okay? All right, so ready to amplify your community impact? Presented by Toast in partnership with Hello Alice and Jen, the Toast Changemakers program is here to support your community impact. This initiative empowers restaurant owners like you to deepen your community impact, providing access to $150,000 in total grant funding distributed to 15 restaurants working to reduce food insecurity. Toast, recognizing those who create, Toast is dedicated, to supporting restaurants that serve their communities with more than just great food, recognizing those who create meaningful efforts to fight hunger. More than just a grant, this program helps community focused restaurant owners amplify their existing impact and reach even more people in need. To be eligible, you must operate a for-profit restaurant, cafe, or food service business with active efforts addressing food insecurity in your community and have been in operation for at least 6 months. Applications are open now through Friday, October 17th. For full eligibility requirements, please refer to the terms and conditions. You can also visit the FAQs to learn more about it. So, of course, we're going to click on the terms and conditions because I'm a person that likes to dive deeper into the grant so we can reassure ourselves on exactly what they're looking for on the grant application, okay? So we have by October 17th, and then they're going to make the actual announcement mid-November 2025. So mid-November 2025 is when you should be reassured that if you have won the $10,000 grant, the review period is between October 22nd through November 7th, okay? So let's look at the eligibility requirements. To be eligible to enter in the business program, you must be all of the following as of the first day of the program period. So you have to be the entrepreneur who's leading. So the founder, president, CEO, COO, CFO, all of those good stuff. You have to be in the United States, have to be 18 years or older. To be eligible to participate in the program, you must meet all of the following criteria. So you have to be a for-profit business located in the United States. You got to be a restaurant, cafe, or other food business that has an existing and active effort addressing food insecurity in their community. So yes, you can be a food truck, so that's fine. Own a maximum of 15 locations and employ fewer than 50 people per location. Have been in operation for at least 6 months. Have revenues of $3 million or less per location in 2024 and be independently owned. The potential winners are subjected to verification of eligibility by sponsors, which may include completing associated documentation, which essentially is providing like your LLC, EIN, all that good stuff. Okay. How you enter, you're going to simply sign up for helloalice.com and then you can simply enter in a chance to win there. The application and everything is there. Let's see, review criteria. So they do like this percentage scale type of thing. So if you are a restaurant owner, you are a food truck owner, you are a person who is in the food and beverage industry, specifically actually food, and you are helping out, excuse me, addressing food insecurity. Sorry, you guys. Then this is perfect for you. So let's read like more about what they're looking for on the actual application and how they're judging you, so that way you can know how to answer the questions on the grant application to increase your chances of approvals. All right, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Review criteria and selection of grant recipients. Entries will be reviewed by Toast Global Entrepreneur Network, so that's Jen, and Hello Alice panel based on the following criteria. So 40% goes to the demonstration track record of addressing food insecurity in your local community. Clarity, 40% goes to clarity, feasibility, and anticipated impact of the plan for the proposed use of funds. So how would you use 10,000? Creative or unique approach to addressing food insecurity. So that's 10%. So we're already at that's 80, 90%. And then the last 10% goes to thoughtful ways of giving back that address the specific needs of the community served and demonstrated measurable impact. All right. So how are you actually going to give back? How is this going to help you give back? Okay. So this is actually perfect. Sponsor will award the grants to entrants whose entries receive the highest score. The number of grant recipients will be 15. So there's 15 of you guys who own a restaurant, cafe, a lounge, right, that sells food, a food truck. All right, even if you have one of those food trailers, this is a perfect grant for you, $10,000 that you can actually win. There's some additional terms here. I definitely advise that you guys learn more about the additional terms, all right, about this particular grant, all right. Odds of winning. The odds of being awarded a grant will depend on the number of eligible entries received during the program period, so we don't really know that. The grant recipient receives $10,000, all right, so that's what you get. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Everything that you need to know. It's on a point system, a percentage scale. So make sure you get that 100 points, okay, friend? Yeah, so this is really good for it's called Toast Changemakers program. Really cool. It's presented by Hello Alice. So they're looking for those who are serving in the food industry and you guys are addressing food insecurities. Okay, so that's really cool. If you don't know what that is, right, addressing food insecurities, please put it in the chat. Just put it in the chat and then maybe I can Google it for you to reassure you. Okay, so put it in the chat. But do you guys have any questions about this particular grant that we went over, this $10,000 grant? I have been having you guys that are starting food trucks, that you guys are starting your own cafes, mom and pop restaurants and lounges and stuff. And a lot of you guys actually are subscribed to my channel. So I thought that this was the perfect grant to bring to you guys. I know my audience and I understand that you guys are looking for grant money, free money that you can go for, $10,000 that you can use to, enhance what you got going on. So this is a really good one, okay? So yeah, there we go. All right, so the next grant I want to go over is by the 15% pledge, which we actually love them. This is the Sephora beauty grant. It's $100,000. So enter for a chance to win $100,000 to grow your beauty business. So for those of you who do lashes, you have some sort of beauty business, you might do hair, you do makeup, all of that good stuff. This is a perfect $100,000 grant for you. It's presented by 15% Pledge and Sephora. 15% Pledge is also a community that offers grant opportunities. They partner with a lot. They're a nonprofit and a venture capitalist firm, I think, that partners with other big companies like Sephora, Macy's, and so many others to give us these type of opportunities. All right, so definitely sign yourself up for 15% Pledge. I have talked about so many grants that they offer this year. All right, so let's read. It says, we are back with the second annual Sephora Beauty Grant, awarding one Black business owner within the beauty industry a $100,000 grant to unlock the next level of growth and potential for your brand. We encourage you to check the eligibility requirements below and apply if your business meets these criteria. Congratulations to last year's winner, which is Malika Jones from Brown Girl Jane. That's the name of the last winner, all right, from this year. So let's learn more. It says Black businesses is on a growth trajectory. Currently, there are more than 2 million Black-owned businesses in this country. And since the pandemic, the number of new Black business owners rose 38%. However, Black entrepreneurs continue to face systematic barriers when it comes to accessing funding to grow their businesses. At the end of 2022, Black startup founders received just $264 million of the $33.6 billion in venture capital allocation, which is less than 1%. These barriers extend into our banking systems, where 57% of Black business owners are denied a banking loan during the formation of their business. For more than 3 years, the 15% Pledge has been working alongside major corporations to reevaluate their organizational structures, funding streams, and supply chains in order to create new economic opportunities and greater equity for Black businesses. To date, more than 30 companies have partnered with the Pledge, helping create the potential to shift more than $14 billion to Black businesses. The first company to sign the pledge and join us on this journey was Sephora. We're so grateful for what we've accomplished together these past 3 years to move towards closing the racial wealth gap. We've seen immense growth in Black representation in the beauty industry. With leaders like Sephora, the beauty industry at large has made great strides in making and stocking more exclusive products and centering Black consumers, as well as increasing supplier diversity and supporting the Black brands that occupy shelf space at major retailers. If you're a beauty brand that meets all requirements below, we hope you will apply for a chance to win a life-changing $100,000 grant for your business. So here's the eligibility requirements. Okay, so zoom in here for you. So you must be a member of the 15% Pledges business equity community. It's really simple. All you have to do is click on here, join our community, and that's it. Okay, you put in your email address and boom, you're a part of the community. So make sure you sign up. Your business must sell a product and has an annual revenue of at least $100,000 or more. So you have to be in business, already have a product. All right, so you must sell something like, let's say, eyelash gel in or eyebrow gel or something like that, right? You have to have a physical product for your beauty business. And in 2025, even if you are doing hair, a lot of people who actually do hair, especially natural hair care, you guys have your own like shampoos and conditioners and things like that. So that's a product that you're selling. So you must have a product. It has an annual revenue of at least $100,000 or more. The beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So a lot of you guys are already making money as we speak. You must be Black owned, all right? At least one self-identifying Black person with 50% or more equity within the company. Have to be in business at least 1 year and must sell a CPG product, so a consumer product, all right? So something that you could put on the shelf. Must sell a product at least one of the following categories. So it has to be beauty, hair care, makeup and makeup tools, skincare, fragrance, bath, and body. Okay. So even if you're doing body butters and all that good stuff, you do have to be selling a actual product. All right. So the actual application process and timeline. So the actual opportunity opens on October 15th. I'm bringing this to you early because not only am I going to be the first person to talk about it on social media, but also I'm bringing it to you early because I want you to professionally and properly prepare for this. So let's learn more about it. It says applicants must first create, update, or complete their business profile in our business equity community in order to access the award application questions. The application will be open for 4 weeks. Our winner will be awarded at the 2025 15% Pledge Gala, which is in Los Angeles. Before you get started on the application, we recommend reviewing the resource documents we created for you to submit your strongest application. All right, so they have actual application tips and resources, so we can click on that. But it opens October 15th. November 15th is going to be when the application closes. And then the finalists will be notified early January. And the winner is actually announced February 1st, okay? In LA. So you got to be prepared to go to LA to the actual gala February. All right, first week of February. All right, so let's click on application tips and resources. What I like about 15% Pledge is they actually have a full document that reassures you on how to increase your chances of approvals. The application consists of 3 parts. It's letting you know right now your basic business details. So, what is the name of your company, all that good stuff. You need to have a pitch deck, a 60-second elevator pitch video, and a profit and loss statement. This is only for beauty companies and beauty businesses who are selling a actual product, who would like for their product to be on the shelves, especially in places like Sephora. And you make at least $100,000 a year and you have been in business at least 1 year. This is not for startups. All right. This is for people who are actually making money in the beauty industry. This tells you more about what they're looking for in your pitch deck, the questions that they're looking for you to answer in your video response. This is a really good outline for you to have in general. If you have not recorded your 3-minute pitch video yet at all, then this is really good. I actually did a full live stream on what your pitch video should have. But just to go over really quick, they want you to tell them about your business, what inspired you to start it, what makes it unique, what gap in the market does it close, and how does your business positively impact society? These 5 questions are generally all the questions you should be answering in your pitch video. Simple. What is your product or service? So tell us about your business. What inspired you to start it? What makes it unique? What gap in the market does it close? How does your business positively impact the society? All right. And then they need your profit loss statement. They give you a full template here if you don't have it, and some more resources for you. Okay. I love that the 15% pledge does this because they really do want you guys to submit your applications and they really want to choose the best candidates. Okay. All right. So if you are, if this grant is in favor, then all you have to do is join their community, sign up. And once you sign up, then you'll have access to this $100,000 grant opportunity. Okay. So really fun, really cool. All right. So we went over two really good grants. I hope that you guys got some really good information. What questions do you guys have? About grants, all that good stuff. The first grant we went over is the $10,000 grant that you can, anybody who's, it's called the Toast Changemakers program. The links to both of these grants and all the detailed information is in the description of this live stream. So we went over that good stuff. And we also went over, $10,000 grant. And we also went over this $100,000 grant, which is really cool. Do I have any questions? Drop your questions in the chat. Don't be scared. All right. You never know. Your question might be somebody else's question, and then we can all just answer each other's questions together. This is a safe space here. So definitely ask your questions. If you want a one-on-one consultation with me, it is $50. Yes, you do have to pay $50 because my 10 years of expertise is not just going out the window. All right. So $50. You can visit superchargemybusiness.com, or you can simply text #grants to my number. I pinned it at the bottom of the chat. It's 855-731-1487. And you can book a grant call with me to reassure yourself and ask all the questions that you might have. So many of you guys actually watch me consistently and faithfully on YouTube, right? And then I answer all your questions, but then you book the consultation and then you ask me the question, and I'm like, oh, but okay, so I'll tell you again, and then you'll ask it again. It's okay. It's okay. Don't be afraid. All right. I know that sometimes it may take others a little bit more. You know, you might have to say it consistently over and over again before you can actually like comprehend it and get it. And that's fine. All right. Do you have pre-seed startup grants? So hi, Alexander. Welcome so much for being in here. I'm not going over any pre-seed, pre-revenue startup grants at the moment. We're in Q4, so they want to see like what have you already done. But there are some grants out here for pre-revenue startups. You can always visit helloskip.com. Helloskip.com, I'll put it in the chat here for you. Sorry, you can visit helloskip.com. I spelled that wrong. Or you can visit Grant Watch. I'll put or grantwatch.com. Okay. There you go. You can visit those websites yourself and you can actually find some grants for yourself. Make sure you have a business plan, a pitch deck, and a 90-second pitch video. All right. You will be properly and professionally prepared. Thank you for introducing me to all three. You are very welcome. Any other questions before I let you guys go? We've been on here for about 45 minutes, and I really do appreciate your time this morning. Morning for you, afternoon for me, but I really do appreciate you guys sharing your time with me. Once again, you can always book a one-on-one consultation with me. It's $50. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and turn on push notifications so that way you won't miss my daily live streams. I'm always sharing with you some new debt-free money that you can actually go for. We go over the grants in details like we just did. And yeah, all right. And I'm always here to help reassure you and educate you about the free money that you're leaving on the table. All right. Awesome. Then it says those platforms are amazing. Absolutely. I use them all the time. And they provide so many great grants that you can actually go for. So thank you so much for that. All right. So if there's no further questions, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you like the live stream and all that good stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys same time tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye for now. Thank you.